It's okay. No, 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 that's right. That's right. No, it is okay. No, they won't be talking sass about you when you're not on camera. They wouldn't dream of it. No, no, it's okay, mate. It's all right. Did you get your listings done? Okay, good job. Oh, fancy seeing you guys here. Happy Sunday evening. Hope you've got your hoodies on. My name's Tori Favreau, the Geelong-Flipper, coming to you from Geelong, Victoria, Australia. And I hope that you're super well. I'm a full-time eBay reseller, but I also pen a couple of books. You can find them on Amazon. This week, we're going to be, or this night, today, hello, hi, g'day, Tori here. Start again. We're going to be talking about what our plans are for the next week, what we intend to do, how we intend to grow our eBay business. And I'll throw the floor open to you guys because you know a lot more than me. And apparently you like to have a little chats with each other while I'm not on camera. I was sipping a cup of tea, all right, and making Ali a little platter. You do that when you love someone. All right. So first things first, thank you guys for staying and hanging around. I am super glad to see you all. I'm going to do a quick little shout out to everyone here, and let's just jump straight into it. Benix is here, Rhiannon's here, Black Eyed Joe is here, of course, my computer expert. Coffee's here, Awesome Curious Cat is, what's up? Octo, I'm in my Octo hoodie. He's telling me to hurry up. I'll do what I effing want, mate. All right. Wolf's here. Too busy talking to my Care Bears. Yes, I was. Let's see. Clint's here. Rick is here. DG is here. And Ral is here. Ral, the different colored stars just mean how long people have been members for. Let's have a look here. Linda's here. Alrighty. Let's see who else. CJ, Twin Cross. Look at this. Looking at 40 vintage caravans. I would have loved that. Mark's here. G'day, mate. Sonny, Paul, how you doing? All right. There we go. Kimbo, FNQ, what's going on? And Christian is here also. All right, guys, thank you for being here. 35 people in the chat, and we have 17 likes. If you've got the ability to smash that thumb, don't hurt yourself in the process. Carpal tunnel and RSI ain't no joke. I thought I would open up the floor, guys, by having a quick chat about the day first, and then we'll just get into what we're doing. Today has been a big work day. It's been a good day, but we work over the weekends. Usually we go a little bit slow, but today I started late, but really put the pedal to the metal. So I have done my pick pack, the video's done, and then I came home and I have tackled one of the death pile tubs, and I've achieved 39 drafts, which are now all live. They're for a variety of books and other bits and pieces that were in the death pile. And I think that equated to nearly $1,000 worth of listings today. So I wasn't going to. I was just going to do today 500, 600 and leave the rest in draft. And I don't know what came over me. I just listed everything. I did it deliberately. I feel that I need to put a bit of pressure on myself to work a bit harder. I know, and this is not being silly, I know we all work super hard, and I know that I do work hard, but I was thinking earlier, we're almost at the end of the financial year, and what do I want for myself in the new financial year? I'm not a numbers whiz. I get frustrated, or not frustrated, not the right word, but I get stumped when I think about how to project and grow. And the only thing I really know from previous experience is if you want more money, you've got to work harder. And so I think for me, I've got to up my draft bank amount for each day. That's a good starting point. I need to get my finances in order, at least, within a couple of months of the end of financial year, so as I know where I stand, because I think I'm going to get a nasty surprise with this year being my first, doing all this myself. I haven't kept the best books. I've got all my receipts, but they're an absolute pigsty. Let's have a look here. So you guys, saying g'day to everyone, which is good. Bullets in the house. I just wondered, what are you guys doing now that it is coming up toward the end of the financial year? Those of you who are still, I don't know what the right word for it is, in the hobby stage or the hobby business stage, chances are you won't have to worry about it. Always seek financial advice on that, though. This is not a financial advice channel, or rather, so any moderators, just so as we do know, any financial advice, please remove it from the chat, just because I don't want to misinform anyone. So mods, please be aware of that. But yeah, what are you planning on doing? Have you got anything special planned this week? Have you found anything over the weekend that you just can't wait to list and get out there? I didn't do any hunting over the weekend. I bought myself one hardcover Batman book for $8, but that's about as exciting as it got for me. Having said that, I can't wait to read it. Okay, let's have a look here. I love it. Okay, absolutely, Mark says time to get a good accountant. I've had someone who did my books in the past. I used to make a little bit of money doing TikTok. It was only a few $1,000, but I made it on TikTok doing live streaming. And so that person was very helpful. It was just one of the big accounting firms that, have got the bright green logo. One of the people there was quite good. I was very happy with their service. So I might get some more information there. Panda, g'day. Brizzy, how you doing, mate? Good to be communicating with you. Your accountant said for you to do a stock take, Linda. That makes sense. And you know what? I think going forward into the new financial year, I certainly will be slowly stock taking the tubs. I think that's necessary because eBay can on occasion drop your stuff off into the netherworld. And without doing those stock takes, you won't have a freaking clue if your stuff is still on eBay, if it's just living in your tub for nothing. F&Q Flipper just scaled up to an offsite. Good on you. That's awesome, mate. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? Now, is it in one of the big storage places? Have you got power? What sort of stuff have you got going on there? Do you need to get a power station like Ali and I have? The overhead lights? Are you going to work out of there? That's exciting. Good on you. It's a nice step up. Okay, Wolf is looking for an accountant. First year also, keeping an Excel spreadsheet with everything. I'm hoping it goes smoothly. If you've got that spreadsheet up to date, mate, you're way ahead of the game. I hope that guys have been keeping, and gals for that matter, you all beautiful Flipper family, that you've been also where you can remember the kilometers that you drive to do your job. They are also part of this beautiful game that we're playing. So I think that some of the big Melbourne trips that we've done will actually help offset some of my expenses, in addition to the variety of things I've bought throughout the financial year. Having said that, though, I've still got a lot to learn. And yes, I'll need to have someone who knows what they're doing with their books. I don't know if the company that I used in the past will, I'll go and see them and see what they need. If they're happy with, if I'm happy with that. Otherwise, I do believe someone in the Flipper family is an accountant, but they're in the Melbourne side of things. So you guys can pour through the comments, because I'm not here to advertise an accountant, but I am glad they're part of the family. All right, great advice there. Farm Girl, g'day, mate. How you doing? Hadzi, what's going on, dude? All right, lots of listing today, Brizzy. I'm going back to that. I have been doing a lot of stuff there as well. Put him a pud. Clint's telling us to back up the spreadsheet. Make sure you do. I'd even, if it's a spreadsheet that you can do like on the cloud, I'd save a local copy as well each time that you're doing it. Ali Cat's in the house. Glad to have you here, mate. And yeah, looks like we've got a good little crowd here, 58 in the house. Guys, thank you so very much for being here. If you have not been here before, make sure that you're subscribing. All the stuff YouTube people say. But we are chasing 2,003. God, I wish it was 3,000. We are chasing 2,300 members of the Flip family. So if you want to get on board, we've got a Facebook group. We've got this. Got the general YouTube videos as well. We're a big family. We all care about each other and we all look after each other. So make sure that you're getting down and being a part of that, all right? Zeke's here. Does NDIS and pay goes into, I don't know what that is. Okay, Zeke, I am so sorry, mate. I don't understand what you've written there. So, and yeah, I don't understand what HNRY is. I want to say Henry, but I don't know what you mean. Okay. Oh, okay. Henry is a company, a tax app. Okay. That's cool and good. I'm glad you sound sorted, mate. We've still got to pull apart your store, and we will be doing that during the week. Bow Bun, got your accountant lined up. Going to have a 1 hour session to go over growth plans and what she sees in your data. Awesome. It's stuff like that. Like Ali was saying to me, let's talk about what we're going to do. And I'm so disorganized in my scatterbrain sometimes. I'm like, yeah, like I said, the only way I think sometimes is how do I get growth? It's just by working harder, but they can be working smarter too. So I'm going to be looking up quite a few things because I'm looking forward to having that conversation. And also, if I discover anything about myself or how I do things, I will, of course, share them with you. Financial advice notwithstanding. I have come to some realizations with the new financial year. My small business is growing, and yeah, it is something where I do want to learn better ways of doing things. Clint asks, growth in books, authoring. Guys, if you are new, yeah, I've got 11 books on Amazon. I am terrible at marketing myself. I'm an independently published author, and all that means is that I do publish them myself. I did get a book deal, or was offered something a couple of years ago, but it was from a hybrid press, and that means you've got to share the cost of publishing. Maybe your book's good enough to publish. In fact, check this out, but while I'm looking, it was the deal I got was for. I've got some of my books here. I'll quickly show you. That's a Marvel book, but I sent the manuscript for this book, which I self-published, called Tin Man. And I self-published this book. They offered me a deal, but I had to pay nearly $10,000 toward my own book. And I spoke to some American authors who were doing quite well, and they suggested that was the worst way to go and to do it myself. So, yeah, I've done a few books. Hilly, these are actually Hilly's books. I keep waiting to be able to send them. But yeah, they're my zombie comedy series. That's an action series, which is a violent take on The Wizard of Oz. And there's stacks of others as well, but just the book was there. So growth for them. I would love to get my books in front of more people's eyes next year. I need to do some sort of basic marketing course or learn something about that. But it's like at the same time, it's time. So it's a bit of a tough one. I either need to get better and faster, or I don't want to continue the way I'm going. Like the books are being read, in particular, my bestseller Pinata just keeps ticking over. But yeah, I want more people to read my books. I know I wrote them, but they're good. The feedback is always good. So yeah, it is just one of those things where I want it to grow. I need help marketing it. I probably need a little street team. So yeah, I just need people to get basically to help me. I need help with that. I need help with lots of things. That's why we've got the channel, that we learn off each other and we have a darn good time while we're doing it. So, okay. So, yeah, Henry, HNRY. I think that's something I'm going to have to look up. There's also, Ali looked up, there was the NAB. NAB, if you're with that bank, they have got bookkeeping software. We're looking into that. I'm not with them, but it looks like it might be promising in terms of, integrating all your stuff if you're with that bank. That may be a good way to go as well. Don't know enough about it to advise, just saying it exists. So don't take that as advice, nor don't take it as me saying you should go and get it. It may not be for you. All right. Okay, so Zeke says, I have photography and your art on your eBay store, as well as reselling stuff. That's awesome. Brizzy, yeah, look, I am thinking that um, it's going to sound ridiculous. Like I had an opportunity to go to America to do just that, but things happened. Finances that we needed for that have gone elsewhere. And now, with all the uncertainty, I'm not sure I'd want to go over there at the moment. Things are looking quite hairy. I'm actually quite worried for my American friends. I think the world's become a very delicate, not so cool place. And yeah, I'm at the moment. I think we're blessed to be in Australia. We are blessed to be in Australia, anyhow, guys. We may not like everything the way it is, but we are blessed. So at the moment, I'm happy to stay home. I'll travel as far as Queensland, but or WA at some point. But I want to live in Queensland. I think I'll stay here. I had the chance to go to America to a horror convention. Unfortunately, it's not come to pass. It was meant to be in August, and yeah, so that's not happening. But a book fair, sometimes some of these stalls are very expensive though, and as much as I would love to get the books in front of people, it's the cost of some of the stalls. I may look at doing the Ararat Asylum thing. Apparently, you can get tables outside of the event, but I need to look into that more. Apparently, they're not expensive, but if it rains, you're buggered. Unless you got a canopy, I guess. Okay. You can launch an advertising campaign through Amazon, 100%. You're absolutely right. And g'day, Mel. How are you? Um, so, yeah, it is just one of those things where it's all money and you've got to have money to do it. It's easy to say, yeah, let's do this. You've got to have the money to do it. So, as you guys know my figures, the book money, there isn't a lot of it. So, you guys literally, because I show you all the time, you know how much is coming in. Just so think out of that. I've got to pay a mortgage, an offsite, and I live a life I really enjoy. It's just the extras. So that's what I'm going to be tackling next year. How can I make more money to secure a better future and start building toward one? And also, how can I market and merchandise? Because some of my covers on my books are killer. I would love to make them into t-shirts and stuff like that. I'm just an idiot. I don't know how to do it. All right, let's have a look here. Let's quickly go here. So, thrifted users flipped it. That's good. I hope it works. I'm not going to be espousing that product because I don't know. If it works for you, I'm really glad. But yeah, once again, I'm not going to because I don't understand how it works. I've never seen it. The same as a lot of people use a thing called Flipwise. They say that's really good as well. Um, and I do know the channel, the guy who I don't know him, but he seems very studious and on top of things, and he seems to have the figures and the knowledge to prove that Flipwise does work. I don't know if it does taxation. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Flutterby. Basically, I have joined as many Facebook groups as I can. I am in over 20 different Facebook groups, and they all just say they pay for Facebook ads, they pay for this, they pay for that, but none of them have a reseller job as their primary source of income. So they, a lot of the guys, it's kind of crazy actually. A lot of the guys are like teachers and all that sort of stuff. Like they've got, or professional people. They make great wages, and the writing is there just fun, so they can afford to spend the money on it. Let's have a look here. Beck is here. Hey Beck, how you doing, mate? Matilda's in the house. I'm glad for that. An ATO app for small business record keeping using the My Deductions tool. We can talk about that obviously because that's an Australian government thing, and I'm sure that does come in handy. So thank you for the suggestion. Okay, so let's have a look here. Forest, yes, I do. I've got two. They're adults. Let's have a look here. Let's see. New Joy, how you doing? Barbecue meat lovers, pizza. Is that what you're talking about there? I've missed some stuff there. Been too busy looking at the camera and not at the chat. Bao does use the My Deductions tool as well. Homemade chicken, homemade. Okay. Let's have a look here. Louise, I don't know. Are we talking about like our friend Octo? If so, I don't know what that's about, but of course he's loved. So that will be something. Josh, if you do want to chat to me, and you know how to. You've got my phone number as well, if it's Octo that we're talking about. Okay, let's have a look here. Time to get in with the Supernova crew. Yes, I do think that is the case, that I do need to get into that mark. Supernova, the horror conventions and stuff like that, it's just, I've never looked up stall pricing, so I'm coming from a place of ignorance. I think it would be fun, but I can tell you now, one of my good friends, author mates, Chris Heineke, he doesn't watch this, but please do support him in his books. He writes with a Canadian lady, Kate Reedwood. I'll put his name down here because he writes really good horror. So I do want you guys to support him. It's like that. If you look him up on Amazon, his books are fantastic. I own multiple of them, but his setup that he's got is insane. Like, it would have cost him a lot of money. He's got, backdrops. He's got special covers for tables. He's got stands. He's got stickers, magnets. He's got merch that he just gives you when you buy one of his books. I have none of that. I had bookmarks. I ran out of them. They were $30. I have not purchased more of them. So it's a whole new world for me. Okay, so Brizzy, if you found something, I don't know if you'll be able to post links to things in here. Generally, New Joy polices that sort of thing. Conventions, you have contacts. Yeah, I'm interested, mate. I just need information. All righty. So, yeah, if anyone wants to get behind that, please feel free, but no one has to. It's my problem. Now, did anyone find anything super cool? Like, we've been looking at 40 vintage caravans, which I love the sound of. I love the vintage caravans. They're so, they're cute. Although I do think in terms of they'd be okay for a little getaway. But, I would one day, I think, would like to motorhome it for a bit, like for a couple of years. That would be nice. Or just, to be honest, I just want to settle down up north eventually. But I'd even love if from there, if we had a home base, and then Ali and I could nick off for a week and source, bring stuff, list it while we're there, on the road, have a little listing station. That'd be neat. And then bring it back and ship once a week or something. I think that would be cool beans. If you've never thrifted up the Queensland coast, it is the shopping is plentiful. I do think that the Oppo's up that way. I like it more. It's just different. The only thing that's got me now is I've said it so much, I just wish I was bloody sponsored. I love Savers. Savers just keeps giving up the goods to me. I do love it. Okay, so let's have a look here. Thank you, Clint. I see what you said there. Awesome, Twin Cross. That's awesome. Towing one might be tricky unless you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing half the time, mate. So I did drive a motorhome, though, for 1,700 kilometers. So that part I've got nailed. Only a small one, but I did it. And I did manage to knock the TV antenna off the top when we were driving up. It was toward the end. So up in Queensland, unlike what we've got, they had, goodness me, they had I don't know if it's down here in Vic. I don't think it is, but basically all the outdoor car parking is under shade. They've got tarps, especially in far north. And they have these signs, the height thing, but those areas weren't lit up. So we were super tired. I drove in, didn't see the chain because I thought, I'll make it under the actual shelter. Didn't see the height chain, and it was the height chain that smashed the aerial off the bloody motorhome. Thank God we had decided before we left to get full insurance. So we just went, hey, broke your car, see you later. And we were covered. But it was one of the best, even though it was during a period that Mum, to put a sour note, Mum was super sick. She would die shortly after we got home. But even though there was that was one of the best things I've ever done. And it really reinforced the fact that Ali and I could live in a matchbox together and still be okay. We almost live in a matchbox now, actually, and we get along just fine. So I'm very, very blessed in that regard. Let's have a look here. Okay, so I literally hit the height sign. Okay, so New Joy had 2 good sourcing days, local shops and 1 Vinnie's. Now, FNQ, here is this though. I love Cairns. That is on my hit list to maybe live. I don't know, but I loved it. We're only there for 2 days. I've made my decision based on 2 days. I haven't made my decision based on a wet season. I need to get back up there. But here is the thing. I haven't released the videos yet. I went to 6 op shops in Cairns the day we were leaving just to get footage, and we went to 6 op shops in 1 hour. I am not even kidding. We even went to the tip shop. So I think the tip shop was the day before from memory. And then the next day we spent an hour and we hit 6, not for shopping, just for looking. But I did hit the 6. Okay. Thanks, New Joy. Appreciate that. I don't blame you for smashing them out every day. I found that there's one on a really big intersection. I can't recall what it was, but there's a big roundabout. I'm sorry, but if you're from Cairns, you'll probably know the one I'm talking about. I want to say it was a Vinnie's or a Salvo's, but it could have been a Lifeline. It was big. It was on the corner of a major intersection that sort of took you up and into the hills. That was expensive. Some of the oppos were good, some were expensive, and some were crazy expensive. Let's have a look here. So a good vinyl shop in an arcade in Cairns. Awesome. I love that. Let's see what else we have here. Louise, that sounds good. Don't tempt me. I would come and check out the farm on our way up. We want to do a big road trip, so that would be fun. Always welcome to come to our farm on the Central Coast. Okay. That's awesome, guys. Good stuff, good stuff. And FNQ, I know. I'm a subscriber, believe it or not. True story. Trisha's saying that Cairns isn't all you think it is. You visit there at least once. Mate, to be honest, it's a combination of me needing to thrift and also a combination of I'm sick and tired of my arthritis. As soon as I hit Queensland, all that pain goes. I like the heat. I like the humidity. And it, for me, far north Queensland worked better for me than further down, though I love Queensland full stop. So that's a thing. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's double check here. Clint says you could live in Cairns as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I have heard that Brizzy is terrible, and also Flutterby has sent me some absolutely cray photos of prices at the oppos around her neck of the woods. I am sorry, Mel. Is that Brizzy for you? I am so lost with Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast. Is Gold Coast Brisbane? Ali's gone. See, I don't know. I just love Queensland. I went to Carrara, wherever that is. Is that Brisbane? Sorta. Okay. I went to Carrara. I could see where the hype is for that. There was stuff to get, but I didn't get anything. The whole thing sounds brilliant. Family conference in far north Queensland. Can you imagine? Okay, Carrara, Gold Coast, Para's in the house. G'day, Kaz. Kimbo, it is. When I was there, it was beautiful. It was in the, I think, mid-30s. But that's okay for me. If there's humidity, I'm okay with that heat. It's the dry baking heat I can't stand. And that's predominantly For some reason, I feel that a lot that's what we get in Geelong. Probably isn't, but I don't mind. Like, I know it sounds gross. I don't care about leaving the house and feeling drenched. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me because everyone else is drenched too. All right. Let's have a look here. Closer to Brisbane. Thomas, yes, I was meant to meet and it didn't happen. That was a fun video. That's a secret video. Linda says, I missed the peninsula between Brisbane and Sunshine Coast. Did I, though? We had to bypass some stuff, but we smashed it hard. I think we would have gone to, I'd say about 30 to 40 op shops, maybe more. FNQ, yes. Hilly, I just talked about you before. In a nice way. I just showed the books that you bought off me. Okay. The hotter weather is amazing. No, all the videos from that trip are not released yet. I think I have done as far as Bundy, and that was a lot of videos. Just when Mum got really sick and I started feeling very sad, I didn't release those videos. That they're still there. They're still in the vault. I haven't deleted anything. I just need to mentally prepare myself to put those videos out, knowing what was happening when the grief is still very fresh. And that's an eBay question. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. So let's see what you guys have got there. Dad grew up on the tablelands near Millar. I'm probably saying that wrong. Visited there a few times, quite hot, and the humidity got me, but it's beautiful. Yeah, the humidity doesn't bother me. Ali's fine. They're worried because you coughed. It's a touch. It is just asthma. She's got a little bit of asthma. And to be honest, it's just a speaker. I've got the coughs occasionally. So as you guys think there's someone in here with me. She's giggling now. You can't hear that because she choked it off. Do a check in February and see how I go. We were actually going to. But once again, the money stuff happened down here that we had to get fixed and look after, and basically all the America money went on that, and as did any let's go back up to Queensland. We did go just recently, but it was near Toowoomba. For Ali's dad's birthday, and it was only a duck in, duck out. I did a video when I was there. It was so funny, though. People thought it was old footage, whereas it was current, but it was mixed backwards and forwards because, yeah, anyhow. These are sort of honeycomb bickies. All right. What else have we got here? Oh, my God. Speaking of high prices, my local RSPCA is selling small bags of Hot Wheels for $30. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Roughly how many cars are in that rip-off bag? The local Vinnie's down here does 8 cars for $4. The local Tory buys 5,000 for 20 cents each. Yeah. All right. So, convention in Toowoomba. What kind of convention? A flipper convention in Tiwoo. I think that's the name I've made up for it. Tiwoo. Hey, Toowoomba peeps, I know you guys watch. What nickname have you given Toowoomba? Okie doke. Let's have a look here. 8 to 10. That's terrible. T-bar. T-woo. I got no idea. I don't live there. I sporadically have gone there over a period of time. Okie dokie. Brilliant photos to be sent and seen. That is good. No, I am not calling it that. I am sorry to say. You're on the live, aren't you? You laughed before I acknowledged. All right. I'm going to dub. I didn't realize Ali's watching the live on her phone, even though she's right there. We've got to try to make her say something. She's like, nah, not a hope. Oh my God. Everyone's like, hi, Ali. Hi, Ali. You're cheeky devil. Okay. So little old Miss Beautiful Lurker there, giggling at your comments. You can see them. All right. ALLI is how I spell it, and that's all that matters. But we all know what you mean. And she really appreciates the shout outs and all the love. So good on you guys. But yeah, now that we know she's there, she's a cheeky devil. Okay. So basically this week, guys, my idea is just to go hard and fast for the week. I said on video, on this video that comes out, I know I'm not going to regret it. And I know I'm going to probably break my own thing that I said on the video. For 2 weeks, I am not doing a Melbourne run. For 2 weeks. Though that will be difficult because I want to see my uncle and he lives up in Melbourne. For me to drive past Melbourne Oppos would be nonsensical, to say the very least. Octo is here. Twin Cross, I am not talking to no one. Octo, you haven't done anything, so you're not in trouble. But people are concerned about you, and they've said to give you hugs. Have you put out a video saying sad things? Because I'm always here for you. And I'm not saying that for anyone's entertainment or amusement. You are my friend, and you know how to get in touch with me. All right. Oh, my goodness. Those $30 bags of Hot Wheels cars. Let me show you guys. I'll see if I can do this quickly. I've got to drag something over here. Okay. Hey. All right. So I know it looks a bit blurry, but those are $30 bags of Hot Wheels vehicles. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got. That's a ripoff. Now, having said that, FNQ, I agree that. And basically, Toorak and the fancy suburbs would be like gold mines. Gold mines. We went past one. We were headed out to Ferntree Gully, and we drove past one. It was in one of the more prestigious suburbs in Melbourne. The thing immediately made me just go, no, hackles rose on the back of my neck. I started going, arr, 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 like that. I started doing that, guys. It looked like a absolute boutique. It was so clean and manicured. It stood up next to the other fashion stores that were next to it, and it was a Red Cross. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, except for a couple of Red Crosses around here. Some of the ones that further north you go, they look more like boutiques. In fact, I think it was in Mackay, the Red Cross shop. It just looked like a ladies' fashion clothing shop. I'm pretty sure it was there. I think that was it in Mackay. It looked really like fancy, the Red Cross shop. was a price way well beyond what you could afford. Anyhow, it was one of them. Okay. Let's have a look here. Yeah, thanks, Octo. I'm not sure. That account has just cropped up recently. And like I said, there's tailgaters everywhere at the moment. My eBay's been flashing with messages from one of my my lowballers as well. But you know what it tells me? And guys, behind the scenes, just so as you know, there's a couple of people who don't like the channel. They send me $1 offers on things. They send abusive messages to me via eBay, which is really stupid because eBay monitors the messages. But as soon as I block one account, they just make another one. So now I just don't answer anything from those. So, but it still sucks. They're wasting my time and their own. But I guess with them living at home and mum still cooking their meals, they've got free time. But yeah, that's why I've turned down the volume on my computer. You might have heard it popping. I'm getting fake messages at the moment. Let's have a look here. Op shops are now marketing at resellers. I think, Hilly, to be honest, but Kaz, I'm getting like 30 or 40 in a row that I have to go through and go, okay, it's that account again. It's that. It becomes overwhelming. I think, Hilly, that the oppos think that they're us now. And I think it's just, unfortunately, the divide is closing, and it doesn't seem to matter how many people like me whinge and complain. They're still doing it. So I do think one of my goals for next year is to try to find a niche that I enjoy and try to source it wholesale. That's what I want to try to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be questioning my little Mr. GPT, but I need to look into getting more. Yeah, FNQ, you're right. It is, for the most part, it's not that I'm not getting any sort of government money or anything like that. Literally, this is the money. So that's why I try so hard to learn about eBay and try to pass that on to you guys. And that's why the bloody channel started. Literally. I know you guys, some of you will be bored with it because you've been with me since the start. But it was literally, I had this idea one day. How can I show people who are doing it tough that they can feed their families and change their lives a little bit for a little bit of outlay? And I was already selling books and going okay as a part-timer. And then I was working for a place where they were just stealing everything. So I left. And for a little while, I worked in the mornings for a bread company. And then I left there just because my manager chose to belittle my mother dying. So I thought, I'm not going to work for you. And then I became full-time. Okay. So it is a bit of a sweaty time running around from shop to shop trying to find things. So I need to learn how to do better. I need to figure out how I want to not niche down, but find stock. And I've got a couple of ideas that I'll be putting into practice. To be honest, it's all about trying to find the courage to do it. I know sometimes in the videos I come across as, oh, he's talking to everyone, and hopefully I'm funny and engaging because I want to be, because I care about you guys, and I want it to be thoughtful, provocative, and entertaining too. But when it comes to some things like that, like, the YouTube experience has shown me that the nasty people are out there, and some of them may not think much of me. I may have upset people. But if I'm trying to source stock differently or on a wider scale, I guess part of me is a little bit scared of rejection too. Or are people, if I do try to contact them, but they know I'm a reseller, are they going to be like, well, he's just going to sell again and make more, so I don't want to deal with him? I don't know the answers to any of that, but I'm going to try to basically put on my big boy shoes and see if I can't find myself different avenues than just op shopping. And I don't even want to go, oh, well, you should go garage sailing. Yeah, I do want to do that because it's fun and I need to do it because it gets different stuff. But I'm talking about being able to buy something from a company or a person that always gets that stuff in. It can be bread and butter. I honestly do not care. But yeah, it is just something to consider. Okay, so let's have a look here. Fairy cakes, open my own op shop. Can I tell? Look, I'm going to tell you guys something just because you're the family. Um, and guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. That helps me a lot too. Channel membership helps as well for finances, but even more so, not everyone is equipped to do that. All I need you to do is subscribe and click the thumbs up. That helps a lot too. Let's have a look here. So, um, Fairy Cake says, open my own op shop. Fairy Cakes, I'm going to rub my temples and whatever the part above your eyebrows is, and I'm going to tell you something. Around Geelong, here we go. Around Geelong, so much stuff is thrown out by those op shops. I was low key tempted to buy my, the bins. I was low key tempted to buy those donation bins and just let people donate. It's so misleading. There's a couple to me that are fairly local to me. And one of them I happen to know for a fact they say donate clothing. Now, people always leave toys and stuff around them. So, and they dump a lot of stuff around them. Part of me feels like saying, well, this is only for toys. So can I scab everything else? But the other part of me also knows that that particular company, when I used to work for a government, this is over 20 years ago, when I worked for a government department, I was on the phones for them, and a lady who worked for that company told me that that's 20 years ago, but that all the clothes that go into those bins get shredded for rags. It doesn't matter what they are, they get shredded. So I was like, can Uncle Flip put bins around Geelong? And then, I can make sure the right stuff is donated everywhere. Onto eBay, whatnot, all that's Etsy. All right, so let's have a look here. Go back to the chat. Brizzy, no Sunday markets in Geelong. Yes, there's one market. There is also a market in Corio, which is a suburb of Geelong, on Saturdays. For the most part, though, it's not garage boot sale. It's called Beckley Park. We had stalls there for a couple of weeks, and for us, it was a resounding. Look, I'll just real talk. That it was a failure. I had shoes there that I thought were at decent prices. No one bought them, so I was carting 100 pairs of shoes there. Ali had all of her wonderful stuff that she sells. We sold hardly a single thing. So, but I did run into a viewer, Brett. G'day, mate. If you're watching tonight, he's not a channel member. He's just someone I ran into, and he said, "Hey, I'll watch your show." He picked up a $15 copy box set of Roseanne. I think he said he sold it for about 180. So there is stuff out there, but at the same time, on Saturdays, I'm at the offsite. I'm listing. It's too hit and miss. Like I know this sounds lazy, but it's like a 40-minute. Say I go there, it's 20 minutes, and then, I walk around. It's maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then I drive home with nothing. I may as well have just stayed home and processed my death pile. So the Sunday market at Belmont is good, but there is only one market. And look, I must confess, I've been a stall holder there, and I get so annoyed, ticked off with the market starts at 8, but people start going there and pouring through your stuff at 7. So you're trying to unload your stuff, and you've got people who do what we do. And I understand the early bird gets the worm, but I don't, if I'm trying to concentrate, I'm worried about my day's trade and setting up properly. I don't want treasure hunters ripping through my stuff when I can't even focus enough to have a proper conversation. Most of you guys who did come up to me and say good day at those markets were respectful and showed up after 8, or just said, "Hey, I'm interested in that. Can I come back after 8?" I did better at the Belmont market. For finding stuff, Belmont market is better, but then there's like you've got to drive up to Torquay, which is another 20 odd minutes away, and there's I think a farmers market a bit more high end, and I think that's once a month. I could be wrong. All right. So let's see what you guys are seeing there. Toy bins, absolutely. For me to buy stock, no, I absolutely do get that as well. DG, swap me to mobile so you can listen while you go get KFC. Twin Cross. Hey, I'm not going to read that one out, you cheeky devil. It's a lot of wasted time, Fairy says. The Camberwell market it sounds like they're selling like cheap toys and things. Mandy, g'day, Mandy. How are you, mate? Thank you for letting us look at the store. Try some retail arbitrage, clearance items at Woolies, Coles. I do agree with you. Recently, I did a video, in fact, showing you guys that at Aldi they were selling Hot Wheels sets for $10, and you could flip them for about 30 odd. I would have got them. I simply at the time did not have the money to go buying stuff like that. We'd just been up shopping, and then I went to the crazy aisle at Aldi, and yeah, they had the Hot Wheels sets there that go for about $34 for $9.99. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay. Is there a small business near you that is liquidating stock, or a business that gets new ranges of toys in and needs to move their old stock on? I'm not sure. Like, I'm going to be approaching at some stage one of the local. There's not many toy shops in Geelong that are dedicated toy shops. There's Toy World. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, you've got the big operators in Geelong. But I do think that they do have end of life stuff and clearance bins. That might be something interesting for us to all explore if you sell toys. Monster High FNQ says, same here at Yatala Markets, opens at 5 for sellers and buyers at 6, but 5 minutes setting up and people are looking through your stuff. That's awesome, Baobun. You retailed arbitrage clearance stock from Officeworks. The only thing I find with some of that stuff is at the time you've got to be cashed up to do it. Like sometimes it isn't as overwhelming as one may think, but it is basically just having the money to do the deed at the time. So I got no idea. Let's have a look here. Most arbitrage I found is a year investment. I hear that, just to let stuff tick over until it's wanted. It's like if you guys really want to play the long game, the rich person's game, which I'm certainly not, Lego. If you can buy, in particular, high-end sets, if you've got, and now this is literally, you've got to have thousands of dollars to play this game, but it will pay off. Don't take bank loans, don't use your credit card. But every year, Lego puts out a building called a modular building. I have got nearly all of them except for the last 2 years for myself, not for resale. They're very ornate, very beautiful. They typically go for between $299 to $399. But if you hold on to those things until Lego retires them, those who don't know that term literally means don't make them anymore, those sets go through the freaking roof. But it is a long game. It's waiting a couple of years. I would say 2 to 5 years wait, but then you will get your money back. A friend of mine took his whole family to America for 3 months simply by offloading some of the Lego he'd bought over the years. Good on him. That's awesome. Okay. Flutter estate sales. We don't, you know what? I need to look for where they're listed. in the past when I've tried to check for Geelong, I know they must occur, but um, the last time I went to an estate sale was a very, 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 very decades ago, I believe. I don't think Ali and I have ever been to one together. But I have been to one a very long time ago. God, it was depressing. But yeah, we did go. Let's have a look here. Okay, Mandy's been changing. We did hear about the store change and that Flutterbuy's been helping you, which is wicked. We love this. Wholesale clothing warehouses and sold on eBay. That's a good idea also. Yeah, you're right. With the amount of crew we do have, we should be able to get some solid stuff going on there. Kimbo's had a Lego store open here in Adelaide. Mate, if you can, you get the exclusives from them. I don't know how you can do it. You've got generally got to spend other money, but the Lego exclusives that those stores give you, bloody chef's kiss on that one too. Guys, just so as you are aware, we've got a little bit over 4 minutes left on stream. Okay. That's a really good point, Fox. You'd be surprised how open people are to having help from resellers. Small businesses often need extra income so be brave. All they can do is say no. I agree. The toy wholesaler places in Melbourne on the bus tours. Only problem is everyone else picks them over on the bus tours, but it's a good idea. Stuffing carts across Kmart, Big W, etc., waiting for end of year financial sales. Don't forget flyby points. Very true. Companies that organise them in your area and follow their Facebook pages, which is a good idea for the estate. Maybe the local paper. It's actually the second store for the Lego in Adelaide. Okay. That's very true. Sometimes people are very attached to the things that they're selling. So they want top dollar, even though it may not be a top dollar item. Zeke, I have looked into the storage bidding stuff. That can add up to